Hello, 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 and it's your girl Krystle Chance. Welcome to my channel Vocalfy. Easy to understand tips and techniques for today's singers. So today we're going to be talking about breathing. Now, why are we talking about breathing? Everybody breathes because if you don't breathe, you would die, right? But a singer's breath is just a little bit different than a regular person's breath or how regular people breathe. We have to be a bit more calculated and mindful about the way that we allow air in and out of our body. So the way I like to think about breathing, or the way I like to conceptualize breathing for me, or the act of breathing for a singer, is how a balloon works. When you blow air into a balloon, what happens to it? It expands, it gets bigger, it holds shape as long as that air is inside of the structure. Once the air is let out, it starts to contract and it goes back into what it was before, neutral position. Our bodies operate the exact same way when taking in air, okay? So there's 3 stages of breathing that we have to be mindful of, or we can break breathing up into 3 stages. I call it the inhalation, suspension, and exhalation. Okay, we've all heard the terms inhale, exhale, but nobody really takes into the account the suspension period. So what do I mean by suspension? Suspension has to do with that period in between the inhalation, when you inhale and you hold the structure the same way a balloon holds the structure when there's air inside of it before we let the air out, right? So for you as a singer, the longer you're able to keep that suspension period, which means air inside your body without you panicking or without you just letting the air out, is the more it goes towards your air capacity to sing your notes, right? We all know that air capacity and breathing is the foundation force of singing. Without that, we make no sound, okay? You can do whatever you want, but if you're not bringing air through your vocal cords, there's no sound being produced. So the better you're at regulating how your air flows in and out of your body, is the better the sounds you're able to produce. So let's get into some exercises for breathing. So the initial step is I like to take a deep breath in, and when I take a deep breath in, I don't move my chest up. This should never happen. What this is a sign of, this is a sign of stress and tension. And again, number 1 rule for singers is always to be relaxed, always to be calm, body is always centered, right? So when you're taking a deep breath in, I want you to visualize that the air is bypassing the chest and it's being placed right down here. Everyone knows this as the diaphragm area. Diaphragm is a big muscle which pushes down, which allows the air to kind of consume that area, okay? So that's one step that I want you to think of. Take a deep breath in, stomach gets pushed out, okay? Let it go. And it goes back into neutral position. One more time, take a deep breath in. As air comes in through your nose, it goes straight to the stomach and out. Suspend, hold for as long as you can. You can do whatever you want. You can talk, you can sing, ah, and then you start to let it all go, okay? That's one area of the breathing. First, what I like to do is just breathing rounds, okay? So I take a deep breath in. I hold for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. I exhale for 6 seconds. Inhale. Suspend, hold. Exhale. One more time. And every time I inhale, I try to inhale longer and longer and longer. That means I'm taking more air in, right? Relax the shoulders. Make sure down here is nice and, big. I like to call it pregnant belly for my kids. Okay, it's not glamorous. It's not glamorous work, but it helps, right? So you hold that and then you exhale. Crunching the abs back in, okay? It should kind of feel like you're doing number 2. If you're doing it correctly, please don't do number 2. Don't fart, don't shit on yourself, all that stuff. But that's the sensation when you're kind of pushing down for number 2. That's what the crunch back in should feel like, okay? When you're really, really activating the core and the abdominal muscles. Does that make sense? Okay. Again, if you like, share, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. If you want any sort of topics, any other topics that you want, leave a comment below and I will be sure to make a video for you. Okay? Thank you so much and thank you for joining me at Vocalfy. Have a great day.